Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni, the great Malabite. Good morning.
Good morning, Ruben.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Ayo.
Good morning,
Myro Esse. Yes, Delta
Efeni,
wife.
do you want us to
A true wife.
some of the things
A
to
true
be
wife.
Let's go straight to the business of
we
the
should
day.
not. We should not.
We'll go to the newspaper review, of course. We'll start with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. Yes, just above the lead story, Afenifere, resurgence of terrorism after 2023 polls worrying president to launch network against crime in Gulf of Guinea. Leaves for Accra today to attend Maritime Security Summit. I think Afenifere drawing the attention of Nigerians to what is becoming very palpable, the resurgence of insecurity after the 2023 polls in Kaduna, in Benue, and elsewhere. But we must also say that the military has been reporting, of course, how Boko Haram terrorists are also being extinguished in the northeast. But the security situation still dire in many parts of the country. Now, the lead story. Tinubu, disregard rumor about my health. I am refreshed, ready for task ahead. Nigerians are glad to see you back and fit, says Barua. APC to suspend Ameshi's ex-chief of staff, orders over anti-party activity. Yes, the president-elect, BAT, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is back. Ruben, you were looking for him. I told you, just hold your peace. He will appear before long. And Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is back, refreshed. You are not thinking of presidency. That's where people can refresh, right? It's work.
So that I can also become Omo Joba.
Yes, you said it all. Once you win the election as president,
There are two interpretations to Omo Joba.
No. Omo Joba as president. As president.
There's federal government liability.
No, not as a liability.
now you can
As president.
But to be fair, I saw the arrival of Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday. Was really looking refreshed.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Looking refreshed. It's not easy to hop from state to state, sweating everywhere, canvassing for vote. Now, the man is calm. And as president, you don't need to jump from pillar to post like you are looking for vote. So he will just be calm there. And if you have any what do you call it now, any ailment, of course, the state will take charge, no matter how serious. But again, we'll also recall that the president died in office. So it doesn't mean that whatever ailment somebody has wants to become president, it will go away. But
Life belongs to God.
to God.
Yes.
So we're happy to see Tinubu back. And of course, there's work to be done. And the other newspapers are reporting the story. Vanguard newspaper, Sean Rumour, I am strong, Tinubu says on arrival from France. And Leadership newspaper, Tinubu dispels rumor of ill health, says I'm ready to serve. Now, the Guardian newspaper, after 34 days rest overseas, Tinubu affirms readiness for task ahead. Of course, the lead story of the Guardian newspaper, International Day of Malaria. Nigeria spent 2.04 trillion naira yearly on malaria prevention treatment. If there's one thing we expect our scientists to be working on, yes, there's a vaccine now. There are countries where malaria has been eliminated. Algeria in Africa is one of them. So what is Nigeria's own program? This is a major drain on people's pockets, as well as downtime in workplace, malaria. Now, we go to the Daily Sun newspaper. Yes, it's a big story. The lead story of the Daily Sun, Ousmane Yara opens up on Tinubu, Alpha Conde, Guinea, throws light on president-elect's link to Guinea. Well, when I was editor, and if I were this editor, I would simply title the story, Tinubu's citizenship, the real story. I'll put citizenship in quotes. But what is this story about? Ousmane Yara, is Guinea's ambassador to the Africa Union Agenda 2063. And the Daily Sun correspondent had an exclusive interview with this man who told the story of what really transpired. And he confirmed that the helicopter trip you saw is actually real. It happened in 2016, yes, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited Guinea. But that was not the first time he did. He visited in 2015 on the invitation of the president, Alpha Conde, the president then. Alpha Conde, before he was ousted from power, he now lives in Turkey, according to the report. Now, the 2015 trip was an invitation. After Tinubu hosted, of course, the president in Lagos when he visited. And when Tinubu hosted him, he invited businessmen to be part of that hosting party. And the president now invited him to come over, very satisfied with the hosting, and of course, impressed with Tinubu's performance in Lagos then. And he went with those businessmen, and when they arrived, Tinubu left immediately for London and left those businessmen there. Of course, businesses went to Guinea, as the story goes. Then again, in 2016, he invited Tinubu to Guinea. And that was when that flight took place. From that flight, in that helicopter, was from the Guinean capital to Mamu in the Fula region of Guinea. And this is the substance of the case, really. No pun intended there. Now, the Guinean authorities, they were celebrating their independence. According to this ambassador, when Conde was president, he moved the celebration of independence from region to region. So in this particular year, it was being celebrated in Fula region, Mamu, the headquarters of that region, to be specific. And of course, he identified that the person in that, the current governor then was also, now was also in that helicopter that was taking them to the place. Now, in appreciation of all Tinubu did for that country, and he also assisted him when he was contesting for re-election, that is Alpha Conde now. And in appreciation of that, it was said that, according to the story, the President Conde gave Tinubu the honor and privilege of a president in appreciation of what he did for him during his re-election bid and towards economic development of Guinea. Yara said it was in order to show appreciation to Tinubu that the former president, Conde, gave him special envoy, in quotes, special envoy. Then he went further to say Conde recognized Tinubu as a Pan-African and saw him as a special envoy. Now, he went further to say that the government extended honorary citizenship to important people who may not be citizens as a mark of recognition of their country. And, of course, in recognition of their contributions to socio-political and development of the country. Then the paper now went further to check the meaning of special envoy through Wikipedia. Yes, the Sun findings from Wikipedia is that honorary citizenship is a status bestowed by a city or other government on a foreign or native individual whom it considers to be especially admirable or otherwise worthy of the distinction. The honor usually is symbolic and does not confer any change of citizenship or nationality. So that is the story as reported by the Daily Sun newspaper about the trip involving Tinubu, and of course, Sanwo-Olu was inside that aircraft also. And this is a story, according to the Daily Sun. But we'll just look at other stories quickly. Yes, the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, National Assembly leadership zoning on the cards as Tinubu returns. I am strong, ready for task ahead. Now, the Daily Trust newspaper reporting, Nigerian Airlines seek more slots. Saudi carrier takes 40%. 6 domestic airlines share 51 billion naira. Saudi gets 34 billion naira. We must represent bilateral experts. Our local capacity to deliver major problem. Of course, talking about the 2023 Hajj operation, even to lift our pilgrims, we cannot do it wholeheartedly. And of course, Saudis taking the bulk of lifting our pilgrims to Mecca. So, yes, now the Daily Independent newspaper also on the airline industry. Airline operators, the Daily Independent newspaper, yes, AON, Airline Operators of Nigeria. Others move to block AOC, Air Operation Certificate, issuance to Nigerian Air. Of course, the Nigerian Air, the minister said that airline will fly before May 29. Now, more stumbling block, more hurdles on its way, as it were. Now, if we just look at the Business Day newspaper, Buhari's 22.7 trillion debt conversion plan stuck in limbo. Nigeria on cusp of debt crisis. Rewane's financial derivatives company making that statement. Now, the plan by President Muhammadu Buhari to convert the ways and means to restructure that debt owed to the central bank has not gotten off the ground because the legislators at the National Assembly are yet to give the green light. So, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we just have to deal with the debt crisis, as it were. Now, one foreign newspapers quickly, the Times of London, race against time to save 4,000 trapped in Sudan. That's talking about UK citizens. For these reasons, of course, Britain has mobilized troops, aircrafts, ships to storm Sudan, to evacuate citizens. For Nigeria, of course, the newspapers are reporting that the evacuation of Nigerian citizens, 2,000 of them will start today. So we'll be waiting to ensure that those Nigerians are brought home safely. Ruben, Rufai, and Ayo.
The Nigerian government will take that evacuation seriously. Germany and France, other countries, Japan, Tanzania, Uganda, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, they've all sent, rescue support system to evacuate their people from Sudan, a country that is already imploding because 2 generals, very selfish individuals seeking power, hustling for mineral resources, are trying to destroy their country without any thought for, their own compatriots. So now what we're told is that, yes, as you said, the British, they've sent the Royal Air Force aircraft that is already on the ground, troops are on the ground. They've also positioned Royal Navy ships in Port Sudan. But what even makes the Sudanese situation terrible now is that rescue taxis, as they are otherwise called, to ferry you from Khartoum to safety as an individual, you need $25,000 US. So is the Nigerian government going to also send our troops in there? Because Nigerian government is waiting on the Sudanese government providing a safe corridor. Where is the government in Sudan? So I hope that later this week we will not come back to storytelling about how Nigeria has not been able to help the 5,500 Nigerians who are stranded in Sudan. We even have more people than the British. We have more people than Germany and France in that place. And as for the Tinubu matter, Guinean citizenship, we have said it.
Yeah.
And Anduaka SAN also, gave his expert opinion to the effect that it's of no issue, it's of no moment. If Tinubu satisfies the conditions, as I have said repeatedly on this program, in sections 25 to 29 of the 1999 Constitution, chapter 3 thereof. And you cannot prove anything to the contrary. He's a Nigerian, and the Nigerian law allows you to be a dual citizen. If you like, go to Guinea. If you like, go and take the citizenship of Liberia once you meet the conditions. And I don't think that Tinubu, anybody doubts the fact that he's Nigerian. He's even more Nigerian than all of us here. That's why he's president, and we are here every morning. He's more Nigerian than us. That's why he's president.
We are equally Nigerian.
Okay, I've had you.
I am more Nigerian than you.
You are more Nigerian than I am?
How is he more Nigerian than you?
This offline, we need to go now. But
Robert, is it because he said you go and eat amala and wait till tomorrow morning?
The man I was speaking. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
We will know he's more Nigerian from May 29.
Oh, yeah.